Chinese robots are trending now in any technological discussion, but China has a productivity problem and it hopes rally an army of robots to help rescue company competitiveness. As Chinese factory workers get more expensive and more scarce and energy prices and other factor prices go up, managers are hoping robots like these can help lift them out of a potential productivity rut. That's helped to make China the world's largest market for industrial robotics in 2013 and probably 2014 as well. And the investor excitement is already palpable. Listed Chinese companies are snapping up robotic and automation subsidiaries and getting rewarded with fat share prices in exchange. At the same time, local governments are starting to get into the game and they are encouraging local companies to either start making robots themselves or buy them. Analysts point out that robots are still pretty expensive and it can take 2 to 3 years to recoup an investment. In a perfect world, in a perfect market, more competition in market entry improves quality and lower prices to the benefit of everybody. But demand for more robots doesn't mean there is demand for more robo companies or for especially Chinese robo companies. After all, industry insiders point out the robo industry is already highly competitive and relatively low margin. The need, they say, is for innovation. But in China, local governments have not been particularly good at pushing innovation. They generally prefer stuff you can kick the tires on. Unfortunately, this preference has led to government initiatives that have pushed lightly qualified firms to get into low-margin businesses, leveraging up heavily from state-owned banks and then hoping their local governments bail them out if things go wrong. And in an environment where nobody worries about bankruptcy and everybody is shopping for government handouts, you end up with oversupply no matter how much demand there is. There is no question that Chinese companies that need to automate should do so when and where they can afford it. But given the time it takes to recoup an investment, there is still business risk. Buying robots willy-nilly and hoping for the best is not a viable business strategy, and robots are not the cure-all for all the inefficiencies plaguing the Chinese economy. Beijing has already publicly committed to letting market forces dictate prices and supply of goods, but it has been struggling to get local governments on message. The major challenge for Beijing is not how to convince Chinese companies to make more robots or Chinese manufacturers to buy more robots, but it is to convince local governments to let these Chinese companies make their own business decisions for themselves. With agency inputs, Business Desk Report, DD News.